You think when she finally sees you've moved on, she'll just let you go peacefully, quietly fade into the background like it never mattered. But here's the raw, unfiltered truth most guys never want to hear. The exact moment she realizes she's truly lost you. Not just your body walking away, but your mind, your emotions, your entire energetic presence, no longer orbiting around her. That's when everything flips. That's when her behavior toward you changes in ways you never saw coming, often more intense, more desperate, more unpredictable than when you were chasing her. Most men completely misread this phase. They see her indifference, her silence, her lack of pursuit, and they think, she never really cared. It's over. She's done. They interpret the quiet as closure, the no contact as disinterest, the radio silence as proof she's already replaced you. Wrong, dead wrong. What you're actually witnessing is a calculated wait. She's not gone. She's observing. She's testing the new version of you, the one who stopped texting first, stopped over-explaining every move, stopped dropping everything the second she decided to grace you with a reply or a breadcrumb. She's seen this movie before. She's watched you pull back for 3 days, maybe a week, go cold, act distant, only to crack under pressure, come running back with apologies, neediness, the same old desperate energy. So she sits back, arms crossed in her mind, thinking, he'll break again. Just give it time. She's betting on your old patterns because they've always won before. But everything changes when you don't break, when days stretch into weeks, weeks stretch into months, and there's zero drunk text at 2 a.m., zero I miss you outburst, zero emotional relapse, zero sudden reappearance begging for scraps. That's when the hammer drops inside her head. This isn't a tactic. This isn't a game to make her jealous. You genuinely let go. You released her from the pedestal, deleted the mental bookmark, rebuilt your world without her as the center. And that single realization shatters the illusion she had, that your attention, your availability, your emotional investment was a guaranteed resource she could tap into whenever she felt like it. She thought she owned that part of you. Now she doesn't. And loss, real, irreversible loss, creates value in a way constant presence never could. If you're sitting here because you're done with the sugar-coated motivational fluff, the fake, just focus on yourself, bro, advice that never addresses the real psychological warfare happening, then smash that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. This isn't some feel-good echo chamber. This is Reality Check Central. If you want straight truths that hit hard when you're tempted to slip back into weak patterns, if you need those reminders to stay sharp and protect your peace instead of handing it over on a platter again, then hit subscribe. Turn on notifications. This isn't about growing my numbers. This is about you refusing to repeat the same cycles that drained your dignity, your time, and your self-respect. If staying powerful and unbreakable matters to you even a little, subscribe now and let's keep building that iron mindset together. Now let's dive deeper into what actually unfolds when she knows, beyond any doubt, that you've detached for real. First, kill the biggest misconception floating around men's heads, that when you finally walk away and detach, she'll either not notice or simply not care. That's the comforting lie guys tell themselves to soften the blow. You've been the initiator, the fixer, the one always reaching out to repair the cracks. In that dynamic, she held all the power because she knew you'd always come back. Your attention felt infinite, so she treated it like it was disposable. Not because she's some heartless villain, but because basic human psychology says we don't truly value what we don't fear losing. It's not malice, it's wiring. So you assume, if I stop, she'll shrug, find the next guy, and erase me like I was nothing. Reality check. That's almost never how it plays. Instead, the woman who acted like your presence was optional suddenly becomes hyper-aware of your absence. She starts scrolling your socials, not in a crazy stalker way at first, but consistently. She notices the new posts, the gym progress, the trips, the smiles that don't include her. She sees you leveling up, thriving, genuinely content without her input. And it stings in a place she didn't expect. Not always because she wants you back full time, but because the narrative she controlled has been ripped away. She was supposed to be the one who ended it on her terms. She was supposed to be the prize you chased forever. Now you're not chasing at all. That power shift? It rattles her foundation. The hard, uncomfortable truth, when she reaches out after your real detachment, it's rarely a sudden, oh my God, I see his value now epiphany. More often, it's an ego preservation move. She needs confirmation that she still has access, that the door isn't fully shut, that you're still emotionally on standby, still reactive to her presence. That's why the re-entry text is always soft, casual, low stakes. Hey stranger, how have you been? Saw something that made me think of you, LL. Just checking in, hope you're good. Never direct, never vulnerable, because admitting she lost something valuable would crack her pride wide open, and she's not there yet. This moment is the ultimate test of your growth. If you jump at it, reply instantly, flood with excitement, drop back into that old eager energy, you just proved nothing changed. You were paused, not finished. She gets the green light, pulls back again, and the toxic cycle reboots. But if you respond, if at all, with calm, brevity, zero emotional charge, or better yet, don't respond, something profound happens. She realizes the door isn't ajar anymore. It's locked. Not out of petty revenge or bitterness, but because you've constructed an entirely new life behind it, one that doesn't require her to feel whole. And that's when her entire treatment of you transforms, from casual indifference to curiosity, from distance to subtle pursuit, from treating you like an option to realizing you're now the one who's scarce. Let's go even deeper into why this dynamic flips so dramatically. Attraction isn't logical, it's energetic. Women respond to your state far more than your words. When you were chasing, your state screamed lack of options, lack of self-worth, lack of inner validation. Every text carried undertones of desperation. Every compliment felt like a plea. Every availability screamed, please don't leave me hanging. She sensed it all, even if she never said it. And that energy, however nice, patient, or understanding you tried to be, killed raw attraction. Because real attraction thrives on respect, and you can't respect someone who doesn't respect their own boundaries enough to walk when they're devalued. But genuine detachment rewires your state completely. You stop seeking her approval. You stop explaining your life. You stop being on call for her moods. Now you're operating from sufficiency. I am enough as I am. I've built my own validation through discipline, growth, purpose. That shift isn't fakeable. You can't script it or perform it. She feels it in your energy the second you interact again. Suddenly, you're not the standby guy anymore. You're the one who got away. And nothing spikes perceived value like irreversible loss. If you never grasp this, the cost is brutal. Staying in the chase, accepting inconsistency, tolerating breadcrumbs, letting her dip in and out without real consequences, you don't just lose months or years. You lose self-respect. Hers for you erodes because she sees you don't value yourself. Yours collapses because deep down, you know you're settling for scraps from someone who won't meet you halfway. Every weak response reinforces your boundaries mean nothing. Your emotions are hers to toy with. Your peace is negotiable. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop being the guy who gets tested and starts being the one who passes every test by simply not playing? If yes, like this video. If it woke something up in you, drop a comment with locked door if you're committing to real detachment, and subscribe with notifications on so you never miss the reminders when temptation hits. This channel exists to keep you from falling back into the traps that stole your power before. Let's stay unbreakable together. More breakdowns coming. Stay locked in. You think that by letting her treat your time, your energy, and your inner peace like they're up for negotiation, she'll somehow magically start seeing you as a priority one day. But let's cut straight through the illusion. Once you've shown her, through your actions, not your words, that your standards are flexible, that your boundaries are suggestions rather than non-negotiables, she'll never elevate you to priority status. Why would she? You've already handed her the blueprint that says she can show up halfway, or less, disappear for weeks, breadcrumb you with casual texts when it suits her, and you'll still be there waiting, still responding, still hoping. You've trained her that consistency isn't required from her side. You've proven that your dignity bends before it breaks. And once that lesson sinks in, The dynamic is locked in. She doesn't have to step up because you've already accepted that she doesn't have to. But the damage runs far deeper than just this one relationship. The real, brutal cost isn't losing her. It's losing pieces of yourself every single time you compromise. Every time you swallow the disrespect, rationalize her inconsistency, tell yourself maybe she's just busy, or maybe if I give her more space, she'll come around. You're chipping away at your self-respect like it's nothing. You're teaching your own nervous system that your needs are secondary, that keeping someone else comfortable is more important than keeping your own soul intact. You're conditioning yourself to believe that love means enduring mistreatment, that real connection requires you to shrink, to apologize for having standards, to stay silent when you're being devalued. And that pattern doesn't stay contained to her. It leaks everywhere. You start showing up at work with the same low-grade tolerance for being overlooked or undervalued. You accept flaky friends who cancel last minute because that's just how they are. You let people borrow your time, your emotional labor, your attention without ever reciprocating, because saying no feels harder than swallowing the disrespect. You abandon yourself in small ways every day until one morning you wake up and realize the man in the mirror doesn't even recognize the guy staring back, the one who used to have fire, who used to demand respect, who used to walk away when someone showed they weren't capable of matching his energy. That's the silent killer, not her walking away. You walking away from yourself. So flip the entire script. When she finally realizes the door is locked, not cracked, not ajar, but locked, and her behavior starts shifting, the random hey texts, the sudden curiosity, the subtle attempts to pull you back in, that is not your green light to run back. That is your loudest confirmation that detaching was the single best decision you ever made, because the version of you she's reacting to now is the one who doesn't orbit her anymore, the one who isn't starving for her validation, the one who isn't emotionally bankrupt waiting for her to refill his tank. The second you re-engage with even a hint of the old needy energy, the over-explaining, the eagerness, the I've missed you so much, you instantly revert to the version she comfortably disrespected. You can't resurrect a dead dynamic and expect it to breathe new life. You can't re-enter a battlefield where you already lost your power and suddenly win. The only path that leads to something better is forward. Always forward. No U-turns. Let me paint a crystal clear, detailed picture of what the man who has truly, irreversibly detached actually looks like in real life. Not the fantasy version, the grounded, everyday reality. He wakes up before the sun most days, not because he's punishing himself, but because purpose hits the alarm before emotion ever could. His phone isn't the first thing he grabs. It's not even in the same room. There's no ritual of checking for her name, no silent prayer that today she'll finally text something meaningful. He doesn't scroll her stories in secret, doesn't analyze her likes or who she's following now, doesn't replay old voice notes or screenshots trying to decode what went wrong or how he could have fixed it. That chapter is archived, closed, not with rage, not with tears, just quiet, surgical clarity. His mornings are ritual: cold shower, journal for 5 minutes to set intentions, then straight into movement. Gym, run, boxing. Whatever lights his nervous system on fire in a good way. He's not doing it to look good for her, or to post thirst traps hoping she'll see. He's doing it because he finally understands that discipline is the highest form of self-love. His body is no longer a temple he neglects while worshiping someone else's approval. It's the vehicle he's upgrading for the long haul. His days are full. Work isn't just a paycheck, it's a mission. He's focused, locked in, producing at levels he never touched when half his mental bandwidth was leased to her drama. Evenings are for growth, reading books that expand his mind, learning skills that compound over time, connecting with men who challenge him to level up instead of commiserating about women who don't value them. When her name pops up, because it probably will, they almost always circle back. He doesn't freeze. He doesn't overthink. He doesn't feel that old gut punch of hope mixed with dread. He just exists in his own reality. If he responds, it's hours later, maybe the next day, because he's actually busy building, not pretending to be. His replies are short, polite, neutral, zero emotional undercurrent. Doing well, thanks. You? No essays, no questions fishing for more conversation. No subtle jabs to make her jealous. Just calm, unbothered truth. If she pushes, tries to flirt, brings up old memories, suggests meeting up, he doesn't get rude or defensive. He doesn't owe her anger. He simply stays clear. Appreciate you reaching out, but I'm focused on different things right now. No elaboration, no breakdown of his journey, no justification for why he won't play the game anymore, because he doesn't need her to understand. He doesn't need her permission to live detached. He already gave himself that permission the day he chose himself over scraps. This isn't about becoming cold, bitter, or closed off forever. That's a misunderstanding weak men use to justify staying stuck. This is about standards, real, non-negotiable standards. Knowing the difference between someone who genuinely adds to your life, respect, effort, reciprocity, and someone who subtracts, games, inconsistency, emotional withholding. The detached man isn't incapable of love or connection. He's just allergic to disrespect. He's not afraid of vulnerability. He's extremely selective about who earns access to it. Emotional availability without boundaries is weakness disguised as openness. Emotional availability with ironclad boundaries is masculine strength. Internalize that distinction. It changes everything. And here's the beautiful paradox most guys never see coming. The more you embody this energy, quiet confidence, outcome independence, zero tolerance for low effort, the more magnetic you become. Not just to her, to everyone. Confidence isn't shouting how great you are. It's the absence of needing to prove anything. It's walking into a room knowing your worth isn't on trial. Women feel that shift in your state before you even open your mouth. The high-value ones, the ones who respect themselves, gravitate toward it naturally. They don't test boundaries, they honor them. The ones who thrive on control and games, they either step up or fade away. Either way, you win. So what do you actually do, step by brutal step, to get there? 1. Cut contact cold. No, just checking in. No liking her posts to stay on her radar. No keeping that mental door cracked, just in case she changes. Close it fully, not out of spite, but out of reverence for your own peace. Every ounce of energy you used to waste on her, redirect it ruthlessly. Gym, career, skills, brotherhood, purpose. 2. Retrain the addiction. The moment the urge to text hits, drop for push-ups, go for a walk, write in your journal why you're done settling. The moment you want to check her socials, open a book, watch a documentary, call a friend instead. You're literally rewiring neural pathways. It hurts at first, then it becomes automatic. 3. Become truly outcome independent. Stop caring if she returns. Stop wondering if she's suffering. Stop secretly hoping she regrets it. Hoping is attachment in disguise. True detachment means indifference, not hate, not revenge, just her life is her life, mine is mine. That level of freedom takes months of daily discipline. Earn it. 4. Raise your standards across the board. Stop tolerating flaky people anywhere. Demand reciprocity from friends. Protect your time at work. Walk away from anyone who treats you as optional. The pattern that let her disrespect you is the same one letting others do it. Root it out completely. 5. Build visible, undeniable proof of your evolution. Not for her, for you. Better physique, sharper focus, real wins, deeper peace. When she inevitably sees it, because the universe loves irony, the contrast will be deafening, and it won't be performative, it'll be authentic transformation. When she reaches out, and statistics say she will, remember, wait. Respond minimally if at all. Stay neutral. Protect your energy like it's gold. You don't owe explanations, closure, or second chances. You've already given enough. Most men screw this up because they secretly hope detachment is a tactic to win her back. It's not. Detachment is the reward for finally choosing yourself. If she returns to a man who doesn't need her. If she doesn't, you've already won the real prize, freedom. Commit to this fully and watch your life upgrade. You'll stop obsessing. You'll attract women who match your new energy, respectful, consistent, additive. You'll look back at the old you, the one begging for breadcrumbs, and feel zero recognition. That's not loss. That's evolution. She'll notice. She'll see you thriving. Maybe with someone new, maybe alone and unbreakable. She'll try again. And in that moment, the choice will be effortless, not out of bitterness, out of growth. You've outgrown the cage. You're not waiting for her to see your value anymore. You're building value so undeniable, her opinion is irrelevant. You're not hoping she'll come back. You're moving forward regardless. You're not needing her to feel whole. You're already whole. That's the man you're becoming. If this message cut deep, if you're done with the lies you tell yourself, if you're ready to choose growth over comfort every damn day, smash that like button right now to signal to yourself you're serious. Drop a comment with whole if you're claiming this energy, and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. This isn't fluff. This is fuel for men who refuse to stay small. We keep it real here. We keep each other sharp. If that's the tribe you want to run with, subscribe now and let's build unbreakable together. You've got everything it takes. Now go prove it.